Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative, and today we're talking about Across the Spider-Verse. Last night I watched Into the Spider-Verse to get ready for this, and it's good that I did because this second movie relies heavily on the story from the first one. If you, as a quick as a quick recap of that, our Spider-Man, Peter Parker, dies. Miles Morales takes over the mantle, and throughout the movie he learns what it means to be Spider-Man, most of it, and he kind of comes together with other Spider people from different dimensions that were pulled in to stop this collider that's supposed to destroy Brooklyn, destroy the universe, and they think, okay, we've stopped this, we've collected it, all the Spider people go back to their dimensions, and he's left here as Brooklyn Spider-Man. And that's kind of the end of the story. Of course, it's teased at the end. His friend or love interest, Spider-Gwen, opens a portal and kind of looks into, I guess, we'll call it our main universe. And then we're like, okay, what exactly happens? But this one, first, I gotta say, this movie was an amazing follow-up to, I would say, one of the perfect superhero movies that's ever been made. It's really high on my list. It's at the top of many people's list, and I think it is an amazing, it doesn't lose a beat. This movie here enhances the stakes. It is more emotional. But there are some pieces that feel like they're maybe cut out or added just to add something to the movie. Maybe I didn't understand it because there's a lot going on, but I usually am pretty good at just keeping the linear story of whatever the movie is or the TV show, and I kind of get it. So maybe it's just something that I was getting lost on personally. But this one, it starts with, you may have seen this in promotional materials. It's basically this character that's affecting Miles Morales, and it's really strange. Actually, the movie begins with Spider-Gwen, and it seems like it's her movie. It goes through her background about losing her Peter Parker and kind of getting integrated into the Spider-Verse with many different Spider people, and this is how it goes to that very last scene in the first movie where she is able to open a new portal and kind of pull Miles in, or in this case, not really pull him in, just kind of be there. But I guess the point of this is she's here in our main universe to monitor and, I guess, stop the Spot, who is an interdimensional villain whose Miles briefly fought against and thought that he was pretty much a weakling, but it turns out that this guy is really bad for the multiverse and has the potential to destroy a lot here. But for some information that we learn later on, Miles is not really allowed to join this league of Spider people, and he's constantly being kept on the outs. That's just the entire movie until the end points where you kind of learn a little bit more about what this is, and it's an important part. They basically have to, Miles has to learn why he is Spider-Man, why there are certain points in all Spider people's lives that really make them the hero that they're supposed to be, and part of it. And this is something I kind of I've noticed with a lot of recaps, New Rockstars has definitely talked about this, Screen Crush. It's that Spider-Man can't have it all. He or she always has to deal with loss, and it's always something that's really going to weigh down and make them the hero that they are. And you can even see in one of the first worlds where Miles Morales follows Spider-Gwen into another universe to catch the Spot. There is a Spider-Man who is native to that reality. And you can even see in this movie, he has a choice to save his girlfriend, or I believe it's saving his father or his father's girlfriend, and he's like, oh, I can do both. When in reality, he's not meant to be able to do both. But because Miles is there, he goes out of his way as a good person, just like anybody would without this kind of knowledge, to save the father figure so that the other Spider-Man can save his girlfriend. And in this case, that means that this Spider-Man is able to do both, when in reality it's just, well, reality, whatever it means, he wasn't able, he shouldn't have been able to do that. And because of that, there seemed to be like an interdimensional rift created, a black hole was created, and who knows what's going to happen to that reality. So more with that, you find that because of this giant like this collider in our main universe, it's been causing problems and has basically ripped a giant hole that we didn't know about, and it's pulling villains in and out of realities and sending them to different ones, and it's getting really, really complicated. So Miguel O'Hara is the Spider-Man from 2099, and he's really put it on himself to kind of seal these holes, supposedly send these villains back to their original realities, and he's just like, he's poised to do this and to also make sure that the Spider people follow kind of the rules to make them into Spider-Man or Spider-Woman. And it's just like, they have to experience loss. They cannot have it all. And it goes to the point where Miles Morales has not really, he's had some loss where he's lost his Uncle Aaron, who is the Prowler. It's just a loss. But he is kind of destined for more loss. They say that one of the key things is that there is a captain related to them in some way that has to die. And he realizes his father is about to be promoted to captain, and according to the algorithm that Miguel O'Hara has, in 2 days, their time, he is meant to die. And Spider-Man he's not supposed to be able to fix that. But because he has this knowledge, Miles is like, send me back there, let me fix this. But they really don't want him to do that because it could cause a rift. But one of the key things that's really different and makes Miles an outsider is that the spider that bit him was not the spider from his universe. In fact, it's a spider from an alternate universe, and because that spider was transported to the main universe, that just means that that universe where it came from has no Spider-Man. And we do eventually visit that spider reality, and it's weird. Spoiler, Miles Morales in that reality is not Spider-Man, but the Prowler himself. So he does encounter him at the very, close to the end of the movie. By the way, the character of the Spot is getting more and more powerful. They're following him everywhere. It is really their main objective to stop him, as well as kind of making sure that Miles is not really creating commotion. There's a bunch of different things that happen here, but it's all on the fact where Miles gets away from being in captivity. He thinks he's going back to his reality to save his father, the captain, and he actually gets transported because the way that things are transported, it is because they rely on the DNA of the spider, and because the spider that bit him was from another universe, it sends him over there. So it causes confusion. It makes it a little bit confusing for him because he thinks he's home. He's not home. He's in a different reality. And basically the movie ends, because it is a cliffhanger. It is a to be continued. It ends on him being stuck there. Although you can see that there is a moment where he's going to get out of this. He's going to be able to fight his way. But at the same time, Spider-Gwen is looking for him. She actually travels to his real universe. I don't believe she says to his parents that he's Spider-Man, but they kind of know that she is on his side, that she's looking out for him, and that she is going to be helping him in some way. So she leaves the main universe, gathers a lot of people, gathers a few of the characters that we met from the first Into the Spider-Verse movie. So in this third movie, it's going to be saving Miles Morales, at least getting him home, seeing what exactly it means for him to lose his father, or if he even has to do that. Because there's one thing that you learn when Spider-Gwen goes back to her reality for a moment. For the longest time, the captain in her reality is her father. And he's on the lookout for Peter Parker's killer, which is Spider-Gwen. She shows him that she is his daughter. He still wants to arrest her. She leaves, and now comes back later in the movie. He quits the Force. And this is key because he is the captain who is supposed to die in every single reality. So this signifies the captain no longer exists. And that means there is a possibility where her father does not have to die because he's not the captain. He's still related, and maybe there is some loss, but that means that this is kind of the signal that shows the audience and her that nothing is black and white. Nothing has to be, and there is a possibility that Miles can save his father and also still be Spider-Man and not destroy like our main universe. It is crazy. There's a lot of humor. There's a lot of emotional stakes. He does make everything bigger. It's really fun to see all of these spider people, like so many different variations that you probably know. I guess people are asking, do you see Tom Holland as Spider-Man? No, you do not. But you do see Donald Glover as a real-life Prowler. And that's from the same universe that our Spider-Man, Tom Holland, is from. You do see intercuts where you can see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as their Spider-Man, where they're kind of projecting and showing, what loss means and how everybody's going through it. Another character that you do see is the shopkeeper from the Venom universe. The Spot briefly cuts in there and looks into this live-action universe, and of course she doesn't care at all, what's going on. She's very jaded, but it's really fun to see cartoons interacting with your real life. You interact with a Lego version of Spider-Man, which is really, really adorable. I think it's really well done, but this is branching out more than just a cartoon universe. This is part of the Spider universe. And because they show Donald Glover as the Prowler and the shopkeeper from Venom, that means that this Miles Morales has the possibility of coming into the MCU. And you know what, actually looking back on it, I was like, this would be amazing if they could do it. I have really lost faith in the MCU, and for the longest time I was like, I want Sony to be part of this. I really want this to be hard connected. I wish the companies weren't, were completely as one. I like at this point that Spider-Man is their own thing. Of course, they're being coached by Marvel, so I'm pretty sure they're looking to integrate, but I really think that Marvel has lost its way, and I know they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes now to correct that, so maybe down the line where Miles Morales is coming into the live-action Spider-Verse, maybe it would work. Maybe down the line that would work, because I'd love to see, I can't remember the actor's name, Shamik Moore? I would love to see him as like the real Spider-Man here, and I think that would be amazing. So we'll see exactly what it is, but as this movie stands on its own, it's a part one of a part two, even though they don't call it that anymore. It's Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, and Beyond the Spider-Verse. So it just can't be them saving Miles. They're going to have to go beyond what we know of all these universes interacting and, being swapped in. What does that exactly mean? And could that mean live action? I don't know, but I'm very curious. I love the movie. It was really good. I'm gonna go see this again. This is the only Marvel superhero movie that I've wanted to see again after Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is amazing. The other ones, I really have stopped caring so much about it. When the new ones come out, that'll be great, but they've really lost their edge and lost their draw, to me personally, and to a lot of people out there. But guys, go see Across the Spider-Verse. It was great. I really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, put everything in the comments section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.